Hello again. To have a conversation with myself. Is this going to be overanalyzing? Is this going to be disassociative? Complaining at the world or my life? What's it going to be, self? Or maybe just quiet time. That'd be interesting. We don't always have to self-reflect. Don't always have to have a conversation with your higher self or your therapy self. I think that's very unique about me, where I can talk and think to different aspects of my own psyche. I'll do an ego boost at you. You're very wise. You're very thoughtful. Intellectual, it's more how well you explore your own thoughts and other thoughts that aren't even your thoughts. So where do those thoughts come from if they're not mine? Where do thoughts come from if they're not yours? They come into your brain from somewhere else. If they're not yours, who do they belong to? No, we're not doing judge the appearance of the human. We're not doing that. Instead, we don't even have to go to the ego boosting, complimenting yourself. We don't have to do that either. I'd like to make that line straight, though. I don't know. Anyways, you're perfect just the way you are. Thank you, self. What else? What else do you want to discuss with yourself, with me? How does it get better? You ask that a lot. Go down to Los Angeles and get you an acting agent. Get you a place to live down there too. And then you're doing acting gigs on a monthly basis. Once a month. Getting some pay, getting some money. You know, that's what's going on right now with the SAG-AFTRA strike. Actors are not getting paid enough. So what, you want to jump into that now? 20 years ago, you should have. That's regret. And that doesn't feel good when you think those thoughts. So, keep reaching for a better feeling thought. I could have gotten a coffee before I started this. I could always restart it. I don't really want more coffee right now. Do you see anybody else here to talk to in this place that you live? A roommate that's supportive or kind to you? Not only do they not exist in the real world, literally now you are alone. But you're never really alone. You always have a source, right? God. I don't know. I'm mostly anti-religious. Definitely, I don't like religion. Got dragged to church a lot as a kid. Fuck that. Fuck that. The real church is always wherever you are, wherever you want to talk to your higher self. So, asking for help. To whom? Who is worthy of helping you, assisting you in your day-to-day life, in your career, in your mental health? Who's qualified enough? Well, that person you'll have to pay, won't you? Ain't nobody gonna do it for free. It's an energy exchange. Yeah? Well, then I need to get more currencies so that I can make that energy exchange. How do I do that? Going out and getting a job that will suck my soul dry, as it already has, to some degree. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing this 9 to 5 bullshit. I shouldn't have ever done it. After high school, I did catering. I worked as an usher at baseball games. I worked in a library. I worked at a grocery store. I shouldn't have ever done any of that meaningless slavery kind of job. Well, here's $9 in exchange. $100 for the day. More like 85, 90 for the day because of taxes, right? So I got $90 for a day's worth of, for 8 hours worth of tiredness in your feet, exhaustion. And I'd go home after working at GameStop, exhausted, and had to do schoolwork online. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't concentrate now. And that was part of the ADHD. That was like 2008, 2009. Now after the pandemic, it's even more of a, I don't want to waste my time doing a 9 to 5, doing 8 hours of work for $90 a day. It's not worth it. I spend my time chilling outside with my cat, looking up at the sky, right? It's enjoyable. Smelling the air, and the trees and the breeze and the birds chirping. It's nice to just sit and enjoy that. Plus, I play video games, I watch movies. I know somebody has to pay for it. Your dad has to pay for it. I don't need to judge myself for that. I hear society talking right there, being like, you should be the one paying for yourself. You should be paying for your rent. Well, I can't, can I? You know, society, again, wants you to do that 9 to 5 stuff. Go work at GameStop. Well, I have tried. I've put in my application. I need something a little better of an occupation at these days. At this point in my life, I need creative collaboration with people to create entertainment, either as a writer or a director or an actor or a gameplay tester. Something where my creative ideas get put into the video game or the production, where I'm having enjoyment. That is what I need from the job. And the job will pay me for that. And then I can put that money, I don't know, into savings. Saving for what? A rainy day. Retirement. When you're old and you can't function anymore. 65 years old, right? Am I going to make it to that? Do I want to make it to that? To 65? Why would I want to make it to 65? Why would I want to be 65, 66 years old? Gray hair, balding hair, elderly look. My life partner might be with me or not. Let's go. We're interrupted. Oh, I thought that she sent me the request. It was the other way around. I sent her it. Anyways. Oh, I think that was an invite to the guest box, and I did that by mistake. Cancel that. Cancel that. Anyways, I've been talking to myself. Again, very introspective stuff. Well, she's not here yet. I haven't met Taylor Swift yet. You know what I'm thinking? Girl, what's up? We're gonna have fun together. Grow old. Yeah. I don't like that idea of growing old. I was just talking about that. Breathe. So where do you go? Where do you go? The question of the ages. Where do you go? What do you do? What do you put your time into? What's worth it? Who will guide you? Who will assist you? Right now, tomorrow, Monday. Magic shit Monday. By the way, that last Monday, this most recent one, I felt awful. I felt awful and I couldn't figure out really why. It didn't hit me until the next day. It was just like, oh, that was Monday. I'm not working. I'm not contributing to society. You know, they drill it into your brain, whether you realize it or not. You know, you're not contributing to society. You should be not feeling good. And it's just like, who said that? Who said that? Like, wasn't me. Probably my dad. Probably corporate Bob, the CEO of Amazon. He's sitting there counting his money like, hey, I'm paying you $8 an hour. You should be constantly working, while he's sitting there at his desk. How much do I have again? Writing checks. I mean, at least he writes the checks. There is that. He does contribute by writing the checks. Just add another zero, my guy. Anyways. Energy. I've put my energy in some pretty good places in my life. I like the time that I spent with kids. Maybe I could do that again. It doesn't have to be a video game job or a acting job. It could be a playing with kids job. I'd be good at it. They are draining, though, of your energy. Yeah, they'll suck you dry. Anyways, trying to get off the planet, as usual, picking his nose, scratching his nose. It's an inner psyche thing. I don't know why I keep doing it. I scratch my face often. It's itchy. Or it's a nervous tick. Huh? You like that? It's part of your psyche. What are you doing? Constantly becoming a better space dinosaur. That's what I'm doing. Obviously. Sir, it's pronounced obviously. I know, but I like to pronounce it obviously. He put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Did you see what God just did to us, man? God didn't do it. You're a flipping narcotics agent. I knew it. Johnny Depp. I'd like to meet Johnny Depp. That'd be cool. I'd like to meet Jim Carrey because he has evolved quite a bit as a human now. I'd like to paint with Jim Carrey. That'd be cool. Do a duo painting thing. Acrylics. I used to enjoy doing that. Painting and acrylics. I'm trying to talk myself into going bowling. But, you know, I also do disc golf, which is a lot cheaper. You know, you just take the discs you already have and you get to throw them into the basket. It doesn't cost anything. I like that. What's worth it? Oh, this fucking conversation again. What's worth it? Self. What's worth it? I did apply again to GameStop, but how about just stop talking to yourself because it's not going anywhere. You're not producing anything new. You're not producing anything new. Your forehead is greasy. You needed to jump in the shower.
Hello. It was fun listening to you.
Aloha. How's your life going?
Good. How's your life going? I hear you.
Constantly becoming a better space dinosaur.
My hair is very ratty because I just was swimming, but that's okay. That's your generic answer, though, honestly. You say that a lot. So, you know, just so you know.
Is it not true?
I guess.
You're telling me you're not constantly becoming a better space dinosaur?
No, that's your thing, not my thing. But it was really cute when you said Magic Ship Monday. That was funny.
I stole that from a friend of mine.
I'll nod it up.
You can turn that curtain behind you into a green screen without needing the app stuff.
Explain.
I guess you don't really have to anymore since we got the technology.
Yeah. And I have I have tons of different backgrounds because I used to do photography stuff. So I have all the setups. I had lighting. I held all these things, these backdrops and stuff. So
I saw this girl on here live streaming last night. Big green screen, and she's playing Beat Saber on the virtual reality.
Ooh.
And she's in the freaking game. And you see all the blocks fly past her and stuff. So I don't know what it looks like from her angle, but from our angle, she's like in it, attacking all the with the sabers.
That sounds kind of neat. I don't do gaming, but it sounds really cool. I saw some movies at one point in time or a show, it might have been a show, where the person was so scared because it was so realistic. They like jumped out of their seat. Maybe it was a video. I don't know. Anyway, they jumped out of their chair, which is so funny. I can never figure out how to work it. It takes a long time on my yeah.
Are we still discussing comedies or
I don't know. I have revisited a couple of the movies that we were talking about. I see that you posted that thing with my little slip up with my words, and I'm like I'm all mad at myself about.
I thought about it and it was like, it's not a big deal.
Somebody will come for me. If somebody sees it and it irritates them, they will come for me.
No
Do you
one.
remember Turner and Hooch? It's so old.
Yeah, the dog slobbers on him.
Yeah, dog slobbers on him, but he kind of inherits this dog, and the dog can solve the crime because he was there and witnessed it. I haven't watched this yet. I have to watch it. I like started it and never watched it, much like Way of the Water.
Avatar. Oh yeah. Um, there's a lot of slapstick. Her character in particular,
She's a yeah.
uh, tripping and falling and running into glass, and it's like it's funny the first time, the 5 times after that, and then
She played a doctor in the movie that you haven't seen yet, Ghost Town, and he died under anesthesia and came back, and they got him back, but they never told him, and he started seeing ghosts, and he went back and he goes, did anything happen to me? She's like, well, you kind of died for a minute. He's like, you didn't think you could have told me that? That was the lady that was the doctor, and he had to figure it out later. That's weird. Anyway, sidetracked.
there's nice role reversal in his character. Chris Hemsworth plays the dumb blonde that the girls hire because he's really good looking, but he's so dumb. He's so dumb. Like, and that's his whole character, is how dumb he is.
Let's do that.
And it's like, it's nice to, flip things around for a change for the ladies, right? Sure, why not?
That's what they were doing, I guess. Yeah.
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 And then there's also Melissa McCarthy's character, also slapstick, also bumbling around, getting injured. I liked her character. Her character was the smart inventor, Egon type of character, but like never an explanation for how she invented those things or how they work. She's just like, hey, another cool gadget. Hey, another cool gadget. Hey, another cool gadget. And we're like, what explain how they work, or how you came up with these inventions.
That was like in Austin, one of the Austin Powers movies, where they had all the new gadgets that did things. They didn't really explain. Basil was the one that explained things. I love that movie. Did they change the box cover on it? They did. They're changing box covers.
What was it before?
It's like a yellow. I can try to find it. I swear I might. Well, I don't know if I have it, but it was like yellow, right? And they're. I don't know. Now I won't know because I probably won't find it.
Not important right now.
I have these funny little screen grabs.
Why do I look weird right there?
We were both. It's like extreme close up. It was fine.
Oh, extreme close up. Wow.
Oh, I wish I had it. I swear there was a different cover. Like this movie, they have the different covers. Idiocracy, they changed it. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah.
I like the yellow cover better.
That's not really a comedy. Yeah, because I want to find it, I'll never find it. This is funny. Jamie Foxx is in that, and they go over bumps, and the guy in the back's going up really high every time. He's like, "Do it harder, do it again." It's go up really high.
I could totally see why Robert's character was getting annoyed at him.
Oh my gosh, it was so over the top. Even his dog was a weirdo. Just like, I can't. It's not coming up. Hey, Remy. Hope I said that right. Sometimes I say things wrong. How are you? I went swimming, so my hair is all kinds of weird. I went swimming twice. It was great. There was actual waves and choppiness just in the pond, like a little pond, like a little quiet pond.
I also had something about me in my...
Right? There was a couple we had the same. That's so funny.
Do you have this one? Galaxy Quest?
Not really.
It's a fun one.
Can't really remember. I mean, I know I like him, the main character there. From, what is it? Is my thing like wiggling? It must be. Because I'm like scrolling, looking for the movie.
I can't remember any actual quotes, but it's funny. It's charming. it's like Star Trek in real life, but the actors now get to play the actual. It's yeah.
Ray, congratulations on 5 years, girl. That's awesome. So good. I was thinking, I was rewatching a couple of the movies that we talked about, and there's some funny parts. It was funnier than I actually remembered. It was funnier than I remembered. First of all, you had Will Ferrell in the beginning. It was a little weird. He was selling mattresses, and he had this little goatee and a tattoo on his neck. And then, but that was just a quick part in the beginning. And then it becomes a little bit like Accepted, the Accepted movie, which I love. There's a couple parts. Then they're talking so much and driving the other people crazy when they're trying to do work. So they send them on a little adventure to go look for this person, a professor that's in a wheelchair that's named, Professor Xavier. So they go and they find him and they're like, Professor Xavier. And he's like, haha, that's funny. Because they actually found a guy in a wheelchair with a bald head. That part's kind of funny.
Okay.
There's and I've only gotten so far into it, so I'm only 46 minutes in, but there's funny parts. Inappropriate parts, like when they do a questionnaire. The interviewing is the same. I was sending you a bunch of messages and I didn't realize you were live. So you're probably like getting them on your screen when I was like,
yeah. Anyway, welcome back to Kaya Doesn't Finish Movies.
Well, I am here live with you or I would be watching it.
You pick up all of my movie watching time, Sean, with your lives.
I love everyone. It's positivity. Lorraine, Rami. I think I said that right. I'm sorry, I get question myself. But anyway, I love your positivity, and I think that's really good. And Sean, we need to help Sean remember to see himself in a positive way, because he often does negative self-talk, and I'm like, we can't do that, Sean. We can't do that. That's counterintuitive. It does not help. We all do it, but we got to try to limit it, at least. Cut it back a little. Oh, I can't believe you have that one up. That's funny.
Maybe I talk to myself too much.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, thanks, Lorraine. I know.
Good to have somebody else to talk to, so thank you for being here.
Oh, I came in. I'm like, oh, my hair's a mess, but who cares? Whatever.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. It was funny you sent me the little request because it came up and it said invite her in because I came in to see you. And I'm like, oh, he's live right now. I was messaging him, but whatever. It's oh God.
It's just gonna crack me up forever. He goes into the bathroom stall.
I know.
And there's the little hole there. He's like, do that again.
It's some silly parts.
And then it goes right through the other ear hole. Wow.
I think that you told yourself this movie was so bad, you would just believe it's so bad because it's not as bad as I think we thought it was.
Just wait when you get to the part where they're like, oh, you kids are too stressed out. We got to get you drunk.
Yeah, no.
Like, that'll fix anything.
Yeah, that, and also his character chasing the girl, like you said, which they do that in movies. They chase a girl, they have a girl crush. He always does in every movie he's in, has a girl crush on somebody, They're
sleazeballs.
Yeah, they're old and they're, that's another thing. With us being older and the newer generation has to teach us where things are not appropriate because, we grew up at a different time before all the internets and things. I did.
There's nothing wrong with, romance, but when their entire agenda is like, how many chicks can you bag, bro? I immediately go, no, I don't want to hear that. And that's kind of Vince Vaughn's career for the most part, is that character, right?
And he's also like, oh, this is free. You're not kidding. And he gets to have all this stuff for free. And he's very excited at the store. We have it both have it up. That's funny.
And I don't remember how it ends, but big dramatic, I think project deadline that they have to do where they make it at the last second and it looks like they screwed it up, but they really pull it off by, I don't know, magic bullshit.
The parts that I find funny so far was when they did the interview. They got fired together. Now, who does that? If a company's firing you, don't you get a private, you're fired speech?
No. Tell me later if I'm correct about that.
Okay,
about
I
that.
will. I will.
End
I'm
of,
sure you
end
are.
of the movie.
I'm sure you are. But so they get fired together, then they get interviewed to go to this Google thing together in the same video. Google, they don't have separate video. Like, huh, what? They get hired together and fired together? That's weird. That's not a normal thing. So therefore, that must be part of their comedy in this movie, right? Because it's not normal. Remember, Step Brothers pulled it off with their interview together, the
That
hiding
was
behind each other.
goofy and weird.
Yeah.
Kind of in the middle of the movie. So
Yeah. Yeah. This is, yeah. I don't know. And the kids part, they're paying off the kids to be quiet while they're at the library using the computer. Because the kids like, you have a time limit. That's so funny.
now this is Black Sheep, and I remember there's a really long falling down the hill skit
Overcuttered.
where he's falling and falling and falling and ridiculously falling. It's slapstick. Does it work? Does it age well? It's debatable.
I watched that ninja one with my daughter. We watched that ninja one with him.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yeah.
That's got some charm to it in a weird way.
I ordered some things from TikTok Shop earlier. Some like soy melt, with some kind of lavender or something, some really cool thing. It's gonna be fun. Like kind of like I love incense and all that stuff, essential oils and all that. This is like a candle wax melt thing, soy candle.
On TikTok?
There's all kinds of stuff in TikTok shops. They're selling them on everything these days. It's fun. They're in people's bios and stuff and whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking of getting you some Shilajit. Shilajit?
Is that mushroom black stuff? How do you say it? But that's what you mean? Well, have you had it? Have you used it? Because I've never had it, and I've heard it tastes like dirt. It's pretty dirt tasting.
No. I could just get you the stuff I use. 5-HTP. I have used that.
Does it have a lot of minerals? Because the one you were saying has a lot of minerals and all that. Like 83.
5-HTP gives you serotonin, which I need.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
It fights off depression very well. It's for neurodivergent people.
Wow, I love that. You should be talking about that on the TikTok shop.
I can get paid, bro.
Right? Thanks, guys, for hanging out. That movie isn't very good. Not happy with that movie. It turned out really poo-poo. And I'm sad. Why do they have to make everything so like, Could it be wholesome? Like, I feel like Baywatch was a wholesome. Yes, the girls running. Like Chandler and Joey would always be like, the girls are running. They're running. But like, that was the most not wholesome part of the show, was them running in a bathing suit, And this was like not appropriate. I know it points the wrong way depending on whose live you're in, but.
And it's tough because there were many episodes and many stories from Baywatch to tell, and I know a lot of them did end up in like facing of bad guys with drugs, right?
I don't remember. I remember watching a lot of what is that with the
but generally
Dukes of Hazzard.
Generally you know that it did end up like that, right? Where the lifeguards were interacting with drug traffickers or whatever.
I don't remember.
No?
That.
Okay, well.
I'm sure it happened, but
it also happened in this movie. So and then they decided that should be the focus of this movie. Well, I don't know if that was a great
that is so funny. Watching Baywatch was like reading Playboy for the articles. That's funny. I know, but I just remember Chandler and Joey on Friends. That's funny. They were always like, they're running, and he like loved Yasmin Bleef. He would always talk about her on Friends. Yeah, I didn't care for it. You got Dwayne Johnson, you got Zac Efron, sure. You got these cool people. It could have been good, but it just didn't seem good to me. I don't even know if I watched that the whole way through, to be honest, because I don't remember the part you're talking about. So it let me down. It was a letdown. Kind of like the Dukes of Hazzard reboot movie. Didn't like that either.
Yeah, or the A-Team.
Right. Exactly. You mentioned that not long ago. Exactly. So when they reboot these movies, sometimes they're a downer.
This guy I was pointing to with the chubby dad bod as a lifeguard. I mean, if he can do the job, we don't discriminate on your
Right, I was
body.
gonna say you got to have a diverse amount of people. If he can, like you said, if he can do the job, people can do the job, and be strong. You know. Yep, yep. How's it going, everyone? Happy Saturday.
I haven't had a lot more comedies on here. I guess I
What did I
did.
rewatch? Oh, I rewatched Secretary yesterday. I rewatched a bunch of movies. That Bowfinger one, which was a
Rewatched
music.
the Spanking Secretary.
Yes.
So is it a comedy?
Um. So they said comedy and drama, right? That's what they said on the thingy. It's there's some mild humor, but it's not. I don't know that it's really a comedy. I don't know. I don't know if they just say if you laugh a couple times, are you supposed to include?
What? Sorry, go ahead.
Both of them do a great job at being weird in that movie. His name is Gray, and he has a red office though, and I'm all like, oh, did they not totally get this information for 50 Shades of Grey here? I'm just wondering because
His name was Gray.
his name was Gray.
Okay.
And I was like, excuse me, that's a little coincidental, like Edward Gray. And I don't know what the guy in 50 Shades of Grey's name. Christian Grey, right? Is that right? Christian Grey? Which is interesting. But anyway, I was amused. There was some good parts.
I didn't realize that was why that movie is called 50 Shades of Grey. I thought it was I don't know.
The fact that you have not seen them, though.
Come on. Is that my demographic? Is that movie aimed at me?
You like to see boobies, so there's that.
Anyways, I thought it was, you've heard the phrase before, not everything is black and white. There's shades of gray in between.
Right. That makes sense.
And I thought that's why it was called that.
That makes sense. I might have to go. I heard my kid, like, how's it going? Yeah, he's crying. I might have to go and bounce out, and I'll come back later if everybody's okay. I'll be back in a minute, okay? Okay, cool.
I'll just be here talking about movies, I guess. Yeah, I thought it was it's definitely a BDSM kind of movie. The way she got power from him, though, I thought that was cool. It was growth for her character. She's like, oh, I kind of like that he's bossy to me, and I like that he punishes me when I make mistakes on the paper. So then I did it on purpose because I'm a bad girl, and I am getting way too much into that character's mind, and I don't want to be there. So stop it. Stop it altogether. I understood where she was coming from in terms of power struggle and being bossed around. It's not me. I'll never be like that. Get that shit the fuck out of here. In fact, why am I still talking about it? I'll talk about any other movie. I'll talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It goes by very quickly. The pacing of the movie is I wish it could have slowed down a little bit. There's some nice chemistry between Spider-Gwen and Miles. He likes her. He's got a crush on her. It's no big deal. It happens. And she's like his only friend in the world. And by the way, she's not even from this world. She's from an alternate world. I liked the introduction of newer Spider. I think that's Spider-Woman, Spider-Man 2099, or whatever his name was in the movie. Spider-Dinosaur. I thought that was a really cool concept. I didn't expect it. Very creative. Peter Parker, again, now he's a dad with his baby like strapped to his chest. He's always wearing a bathrobe. He's a weird, eccentric character. The problem for me with this is that you got a lot more spider heroes now. Yes, some of them are villainous in their intentions because they want to keep Miles from messing up all of their timelines. And that's a debate, right? Are they nefarious? Are they villains? Or are they fighting for a better, more constructive, cohesive timeline, right? If you don't have your, what was that called? There's the special timeline event. In every Spider-Man's world, somebody close to them dies, and it creates a bonding experience, or it empowers them in a way where they can go and fight crime and do good in their worlds. And it's important because it happens in every world. Darn it.
I'm back.
Literally finishing up a very important talk to myself right here. Oh God, you had to look like that. You had to look like. Thank you for breaking my concentration.
Just continue.
So they all have their spider event, and they want to stop Miles because he has the opportunity to stop his special spider event from happening, somebody dying in his life. Of course, Miles doesn't want that to happen because the person who's going to die, he cares a lot about. And it's just the problem is that you have all of these Spider-Man heroes, literally thousands of Spider-Man from alternate dimensions, and you only got one villain. And for me, that's a problem because, I mean, maybe by the next movie we'll see exactly how powerful this villain is, because he can create all of these portals to other dimensions. Maybe there will be more villains, but this movie in particular I had a problem with. It's an action movie. It's a superhero movie. You got to have superheroes against supervillains. Or maybe you don't. Maybe the conflict was enough. I'm not sure.
I get you. I was thinking that if they had more, like if they have so many heroes and different, they would have to have more villains. It is weird to have one villain because a lot of times there'll be many villains, so I don't get that a little bit. How are you, Eagle? My kid was pulling over like his toy contraption. He pulled it over and like, yeah, that's what that was all about. So I had to go deal with that. That's good, Eagle.
What's your most hated movie again, Kaya?
I'm trying to fix something. Confirm, I guess. Okay. My most hated movie. I don't like The Burbs very much. I don't like. There's another one like that, but I can't think of what it's called. Most hated.
Insert for you. It's most likely Get Hard. The one with Will Ferrell.
Yeah. That was a 0, I think, or a 1. I'd give it a 0 if I could. Yeah.
Now, suppose that movie got very popular and there was a whole lot of people defending how good it was, and you're constantly just like, no, I'll fight you all.
Hi, Lonnie.
That sounds like a more entertaining movie. Kaya fighting a whole group of fans against something she hates. That's a movie, right?
Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you. That's funny. There's a few, like, I don't like Stuck on You at all, and you love it. You love that film. And then there's other films that you don't like that have essence of Stuck on You, and I'm like, how do you not like that film if you love Stuck on You? So it's just like the mixture, it's like shaking it up and playing Yahtzee and like getting different dice and meaning different stuff. I don't know. It's fine. I really do love Armageddon. Absolutely.
We can agree that an essence of one kind of movie is not, an exact replica, right?
Yeah.
Just like the first Matrix movie, the fourth one has the same essence of it, but it's not an exact replica.
Right. Thank you, Hook. Oh, Hook's here. How's Hook?
And I think actually the director of Matrix 4 was saying that they kind of messed it up on purpose to send a message to the executives that
Really?
yeah, the message was that the executives wanted kind of a repeat of the first movie, and then they kind of agreed to
Weird.
do that, but in a way that was
Really,
like, okay, here's some of the first movie again, and then the fans are like, eh.
it didn't feel like the first movie. To me, it felt like a love story, and it was sort of, I don't know what it was, but it was interesting. It didn't feel like the same first. It didn't feel like it to me. But
I mean, they literally show
ooh, 333 likes. Ooh, okay, it went up. It was
they
three
show
three three.
they show clips from the first movie,
Right, right.
and they touch on a lot of aspects from the first movie, so it feels like a like a love story to the first movie. You know what I mean? Like a an homage.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Have you seen a movie called Desperately Seeking Susan with Madonna? And I hold on, what's her name?
Here comes Kyle with the most obscure movies I've never heard of.
It's one of my favorite from when I was younger. So I grew up when you're a teenager and you're watching this stuff because Madonna we dressed like Madonna in my day. You know what I mean? Like we dressed like that. All the black bracelets on our wrists. Or sometimes a little glove on her hand, a little lacy glove or a tutu or something, But that movie definitely captured that essence. It's called Desperately Seeking Susan, and I love it so much. There's so many good parts to that movie. Somebody on here on TikTok reminded me of it the other day, and I was like, I like that movie. And yes, I know a lot of obscure because it's just stuff I remember watching back in the day.
Yeah.
Obviously, like uh Labyrinth, Neverending Story, Princess Bride, those are movies people know. Goonies, they've heard of those movies. But then I know these randoms that also hold the same weight for me. I love them. As Debbie Do with Anything. What movie has Debbie Do Anything? I don't know. I don't know if that's something, Lonnie, if that's like you're trying to get me into trouble over here or what. Debbie Does Dallas. Is that what we're trying to talk about? Is that what you mean? You're trying to get me into trouble? Yeah, Desperately Seeking Susan was a good vibe because it was, first of all, New York City, and every movie. Okay, good. Well, that's all that came to mind. So clearly, I don't know what you're talking about. And obviously, my head is a little weird. But yeah, so New York City, any movies in New York City, I just love them. I just love them. Whenever they're talking and walking and having a visit and going through New York City or sitting on the merry-go-round or whatever, I just love it. She's a character. Debbie Do Anything. What movie has Debbie Do Anything? Oh, hold on. Is it a superhero movie? Because I literally don't know. They call her that in college. What? I literally, you've lost me, Lonnie. And also typing. I don't know. I don't know.
Chat has left the building.
Correct.
Gone insane.
Correct.
Well, it's tough to type what your brain is.
Yeah, and I always type incorrectly, so. Oh, can't think of her name. Well, that would be helpful. That would help me a little. Hey, Nat, how's it going? Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. We're supposed to say things like share the live, blah, blah, blah. We're supposed to say these things. It comes up and tells you to do it.
Tap that screen, y'all. Tap that screen.
Yeah,
or else.
tap, tappy, tap.
Why aren't you tapping? Why aren't you sending me ice cream cones, guys?
Oh, yeah. I have stars as my. Oh, no. What is that? Oh, I have 50 lightning bolts. Okay. Pinned. Should I pin it?
I also have 50 lightning bolts.
So you're gonna tell us about the Raiders Lost Ark?
I keep them in my trunk, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's classic, right? Although someone pointed out that if without Indiana Jones, the movie ends the same way, no matter what, because the Nazis open the Ark anyways, and they all die with or without him.
I like
involved.
the adventure aspect of all of these movies. Yeah. She's blonde. We got that much out of you. She's blonde.
You still have animated movies up?
I don't think so. I have so many. I take pictures daily and videos, and I make videos and stuff. So everything I have is way back. That was funny. You almost disappeared for like 2 seconds when you lifted your shirt. It like put it in the background, and then you were barely there. Maybe Jen forever. I know he did a joke on me yesterday that he got me really good. He got me really good in that joke.
Oh, Reese, what's her name? Yeah. Did you hear about the celebrity that stabbed that guy? Reese, what's her name? Go ahead.
Not Witherspoon.
No, with a knife.
Oh God, he knew it. Nat knew it. Oh my God.
It's a
He
good
got me
dad
good.
joke.
He got me yesterday. Do you know what? There's those mom movies. That Bad Mom or something. Bad Moms. Yeah. You think that's her, Reese Witherspoon? Was that the joke you weren't trying to do that? He said blonde person.
The original video of that, the dad heard her and he just goes over and hugs her. Like, he's so proud of her for that joke.
Thank you, Eagle, for the likes. It's a movie. Now it's gonna bug me, Lonnie, when I don't know what we're talking about and I'm trying to guess and figure it out, and it's like a little guessing game. Ashley! I'm gonna have a hard time. I'm gonna have a hard time. What do you want to talk about that movie? What do you want to say? Oh, Lord. I don't know about you. He's got issues, guys. He's unmedicated. Aren't we all? Oh, shit.
Do you not have a lot of movies to talk about? I thought that was inappropriate, teaching a kid to pee on the side of a building. I mean, I guess they didn't have another choice.
You've said that a bunch of times, and I mean, compared to other movies that you've talked about and liked, I don't get it. Bye, Lonnie. I'm sorry, we didn't know what it was.
Correct.
He's a little kid, and he has trouble peeing. So he's like, okay, I'll help you, or I'll do it too. He's like, okay, it's silly, it's dorky, but also another thing is when you're a parent, you have to do weird things, and you've experienced what kids are like. And each kid has their own thing.
I get the defense for why the film had to do it, but is it good humor though? I don't know. That's what it was intended to be.
You always question the humor levels. It's funny for somebody.
Its intent is a comedy. I mean,
it's funny. He gets hurt. He gets run over. He steps on that Scuba Steve, and he lets the kid be who he wants. And there's a lot of funny parts and silly parts.
Kid's adorable.
He's a grown adult now. That's so old. And the trick-or-treating, and the guy has a light on. My kids and I know the rule is if the light's not on, you don't go to their house because they're not trying to be ready to give you candy, but they go to a house with a light on. It's his first time trick-or-treating. He knocks and the guy doesn't open the door. And he knocks some more and the guy's sitting on the phone just waving at him. No, go away, go away. And then puts the curtain down. He's like busting the back window, back door, comes in. He makes the kid stand there. He goes, it's his first time trick-or-treating. Give him something and be ready next year. And he gives him like CDs and a box of cereal, and he's like, no, he's not happy. And then he gives him his watch in his bag, and the kid's smiling and all happy. So it's basically like he got robbed. And yes, that's funny. It's a comedy. It's hilarious. I don't go around robbing people, but to watch a movie about it in a comedy sense, it's comedy from 20 years ago, right? From a different world. I know. That part is funny. Because one, I have kids. We have the rule of you don't go to house with a light on. The guy had his damn light on. It's his own fucking fault. Sandler's like, be ready next year. So, do you not remember this part, or are you just
I
listening to me?
do. No, I remember it vividly now. It's not funny.
Okay, but everyone in my chat thinks it is, so you're the oddball out, sweetie. Mwah. I'm just saying. You aren't that old though, are you guys? I'm pretty old. But thank you. I mean, I pretend like I'm young, but I'm not.
I don't have an Adam Sandler movie on here for my funny jokes.
My kids are the age of the probably that kid is now. Some of my kids, I have younger kids too.
I showed every comedy movie I have.
I'm telling you, listen, another weird thing that happens is I have dreams every night. I have 2 dreams every night that I log, like at least 2 that I can recall every night, sometimes 3 if I'm lucky. And so there's like weird mixtures in my dream. Like Tom Hanks has been in my dreams a couple of times. That's weird. There's weird things that happen in my dreams that overlap. Stop in the name of love.
We don't want to hear it. No, go. You can go back to Big Daddy. I wanted to talk about it some more.
Oh,
Can you think of a crime in Wayne's World? A crime committed?
let me just think a little. I mean, they get kind of ripped off, and they get ripped off. They're not. I don't think they commit a crime specifically. Do you? It's an older movie, so I'm not sure. Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers. Oh, they did. Did they just do like a celebration or something? I know. Go ahead, Sean. Tell us what you're thinking.
Well, I just wanted to compare it, like a
Oh.
similar joke.
Yeah. There's
of
quite a bit of possible humor, possible close things where they're like, you know, I'm pretty sure they're drinking and doing some drugs, or at least their friends are in that car when they're singing that song. And and obviously the businessmen are trying to rip them off, which is kind of normal, like in the world we're living in now. But back then it was kind of like pointing it out, which I think is interesting.
I like he opens the door to a room full of ninjas fighting. What are you going to use this for? Oh, nothing. I just like to open a door and see them training.
I don't remember that.
Just for the sake of just them having them here.
I think that was more wholesome. I think that as we've gotten in these newer films,
Yes.
it's just not as wholesome. You know what I'm saying? Like there was more wholesomeness. They made jokes about Bugs Bunny in a dress, and they are climbing the rope in gym class, and those kind of like simple jokes.
I can appreciate how Adam Sandler pushed the boundaries of what is acceptable for a joke and what is not. And I understand it's a movie; it's not real.
It's exploring it. Like he adopts a child that's actually his friend's child. His friend is away. He kind of adopts a child misleadingly. His dad also, he has some trauma from his childhood and his anger with his dad, and he talks about that with the kid. And he's giving a kid a bath, and the kid is wearing a swimsuit in the bathtub because he's like, why do I have to wear a swimsuit in the tub? Because he's like, I don't know the rules here, so we're just gonna have the swimsuit on. I thought that was cute.
Humorous, yeah. Like I don't want to touch a kid, right? Yeah.
I'm just gonna, and they're like, they ended up using this baby squirting lotion stuff. They washed it out and used it to do the milk, so the kid wouldn't keep spilling his milk. And I thought that was another funny solution
Here
too.
we have Tropic Thunder, where Robert Downey Jr. is doing blackface and getting away with it
I wanted to ask you that yesterday. Did I send you a message about that? Because I was about to. Because I was like, nobody had a problem with him doing that. Nobody talked about this.
Nobody has a problem with Tom Cruise over the phone, like, I will F you up. I want you to stand back and literally F yourself in the face. I was like, whoa, that's...
He was over the top, and yeah, I get what you're saying there. Like,
but
nobody had a problem with that when that movie, because I was like, how old is this movie? It's not even that old. Like, how did nobody have a problem with that? Like, it wasn't talked about.
What year is it? 2015 or something?
Maybe.
Earlier?
It might be 12 or 2009 or 2012, somewhere in that vicinity. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that old, and that nobody had a problem with it apparently.
And I
Because
saw
everyone's
them
up in arms
talking
at
about it.
cancel culture lately.
Yeah, somebody was talking about like, hey, could that movie be done today with Robert and Downey in blackface? I was like, I'm surprised it got accepted when it did happen. Like, maybe it flew under the radar, you know? Like, I feel it did.
Well, they're like, well, he's playing. It wasn't him playing blackface. It was like his character was doing a movie, and in that movie, like, and I'm like, it's still weird. Like, how
His
did it
character,
fly under the radar?
his character was Australian, so he's also doing an Australian accent, but he's from America. Crikey,
I
crikey,
couldn't
crikey.
believe it when I was watching that yesterday. I rewatched it.
Never go full R. Never go full R. We can't even say the word. I hate that about TikTok. You can't say the word R.
Oh,
Tard.
oh, that.
You didn't hear nothing.
I know because I don't know. There's so many things. It's just now. My daughter took sociology and she explained a lot to me because she's younger than me. And then we would have little disagreements or arguments because I thought it didn't make sense to talk about certain things, but apparently it's important to talk about. I'm like, I don't know. It's these younger kids. It's just like different. So we have to learn how to, it's just different now than 20 and 40 years ago and longer. But anyway, I know. And then I said a word on here yesterday I felt bad about for a while. Like, I wish I didn't say that word.
What's happening?
You
What's
must have
happening?
did you push a button by mistake? Oh.
Whee! It's me.
Where did you get that?
It is AI. Go the evil side. Tilt your head to the evil side.
Okay.
Yes. It's gonna be good versus evil. It's gonna be my comedy movies versus Kai's crappy comedy movies.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's actually sexy. Yeah, girl, get them.
Yeah.
Would they date though? Would your lady date this
She'd be
guy?
like, kiss my toes. I don't know. She just looks
I think she would